All right, brothers and sisters, here we are coming with something new. Belgrave College, we're going to do another school review. This one is going to be a goodie. And the reason why I try to do these reviews is that I know that some of you are looking at studying in foreign countries, and we want to make sure that you are getting the information needed to come study in America. Now, I'm giving you an overview of what I've come across and from what I know from my personal experience. But at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you to come and check out to figure what's good for you. Okay. So today we do have a goodie coming up, and just to let you know that pretty soon what we do, what we're going to have is we're going to start having some merch coming up, some t-shirts with Belgrave College, our logo, a bunch of goodies that you guys can get. So this should be coming up soon. Okay. So let's look and see what we have on the line for today. All right. This is one of my favorites here. UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles. Let me tell you a little about Los Angeles. Los Angeles is probably one of the biggest cities in America. I think maybe like the second biggest city in America. Not exactly sure, but it's up there with New York and LA and Chicago. Big city, the biggest city in the state of California. California is on the West Coast. Great weather. It's by the ocean. California, Los Angeles is very diverse. People from different nationalities, from Africa, from Asia, from all over, from Mexico. Great food. Lots of places to shop. Great places to worship. A little bit of everything. All right. And University of California, Los Angeles is actually, one of the most recognizable universities in America. It's very good for academics, very good for sports, and a lot of other different areas. All right, hold on one second. Let's try to pull that up. Alrighty. So just we're going to look at a couple of points here. We're just going to get some stats about the school, and then we're going to look at what admissions information is for international students. All right. So let's look here, and sometimes you have to take some of these ratings with I'm not going to say with a grain of salt, but you still have to do your own due diligence. You have to do your own. You have to find out your own information about it. Maybe some friends that are there, or get whatever you can. I just give a general overview about what I come across, even with these websites. Now, interestingly enough, University of California, Los Angeles, it is a public university. It's not private. It says here in U.S. News that it's number 14 in best global universities. I mean, I don't know how they came with that number, but that's what they say. If you look right here, you see here's the map of Los Angeles. If you want to know more about Los Angeles, Google is your friend. Just type in Los Angeles. You get all the information you want. And Los Angeles, to be honest, I'm going to keep it 100% with you. Los Angeles is a very nice city, but definitely, it has its issues with crime in some areas, and other areas it's nice. Los Angeles is one of those cities where the scenery changes like in a minute. 1 minute you're in a good neighborhood, next minute you're in a bad neighborhood. But if you're paying attention and just picking the correct places to live, then hopefully you won't have any issues. All right. Let's get a little bit of information on university data here. All right. Big school, whopping school, about the size of some small cities. We're looking at 43,289 students. Now, remember, we were looking at Georgetown University, which has slightly under 7,000. UCLA has 43,289 students. That's a whole lot of people. All right. So what that means is that many of your classes will be big. There'll be large classes. There'll be, you might not get the individualized attention that you think you might need. You're not going to get that there because there's a lot of people there. All right. We're looking at about 6,996 international students. All right. So we're looking at basically 7,000 international students. Now, mind you, the amount of international students at UCLA is the amount of students that are in the whole University of Georgetown University. Interesting. All right. And there's other things here that you could look into. So there's a total of 8,932 undergrad students. No, sorry. Number of new undergrad students 8,932, 10,218 number of undergraduate degrees awarded. All right. We have about 5,888 academic staff, 1,434 doctoral students. All right. Um, uh, like I said, very big school. It's like probably a city within itself. But then Los Angeles is a very big city. So, you're going to have a lot of people that go there. You're going to have some people that live on campus, some people that commute. You're going to run into, a lot of people. All right. And if you look on this page here, remember, you can just go to U.S. News and you can come up with some of the rankings, some of the programs they have here. I try not to focus too much on rankings for the simple fact that that's, some people focus a little bit too much on rankings, but it is nice to know the programs that you're thinking of studying, where do they rank with the rest of the colleges in America. All right. So we mentioned before that it is one of the one of the best global universities. All right. A lot of citations here, a lot of international collaborations relative to country. So UCLA does send a lot of students overseas to study. And this is something that is interesting to you if you're interested in maybe coming to America, but still maybe studying in another foreign country, where we've seen that. We've seen people come from maybe Morocco, and then they're in the international studies program, and they may study abroad in Iceland or somewhere else like that. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. It's your life. All right. We're looking here where it says undergraduate studies take place across 5 academic divisions of UCLA: letters and science. Letters and science basically is like liberal arts. Basically, it's like a combination of just basic courses to get you well-rounded. Arts and architecture, engineering and applied science, nursing, and theater, film and television. All right. Political science, business, economics, and biology are some pretty good majors that students like to jump into. All right. Now, moment you've been waiting for. Let's go into what the requirements are for international applicants. Now, remember, it says here students come all over the world to attend UCLA. And I think what makes UCLA great is the wide variety of experiences and backgrounds that students bring to our campus community. That's what they're saying. Now, mind you, you're talking about about 7,000 international students, so you're going to hear a lot of languages and a lot of things going on. I know for a fact there are a lot of people from the Middle East over there, India, Pakistan, China, all over. So you're going to run into your people there. All right, you're definitely going to run into your people, and of course, UCLA has a great amount of organizations. So you'll find things like maybe the political club, maybe the Indian Students Association. You're going to see Muslim Student Association. You're going to see maybe the anime clubs and as well a great deal of sports. UCLA is known for sports. A lot of great athletes went there, such as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and some other students, and their gymnastics program is actually very popular amongst gymnasts. So UCLA has a lot of sports going on. Los Angeles is the big city. So there's always things to do. You don't have to worry about that. You'll find everything you want in Los Angeles. You'll find things even that you might not want to find in Los Angeles. All right. Now, so you could apply as a freshman or as a transfer student. Now, here's the thing. What happens here? Now, one thing about UCLA, they do say that if you've completed the majority of your high school in an English medium school in a non-English speaking country, then you might be waived from having to take the TOEFL exam. All right. Might be waived for taking that. So if we go down here, we're talking about, let's look at the language requirements for international students. English language proficiency is critical to your success at UCLA. All right. And it says here, as I mentioned, if all of your high school, secondary school was complete in English, you are considered proficient and do not need to satisfy this requirement. All right. So basically, if you've had less than 3 years of instruction in English, you're going to have to take the TOEFL examination. And we went over what the TOEFL examination is, and it goes down to here talking about what your scores are. All right. Now, you may also be required to take an English as a second language place examination, even if you get in. And this is for if your native language isn't English. All right. If your native language isn't English. Now, here's the funny thing. What I noticed about a lot of these schools is that I've seen a lot of kids who actually are American citizens and their native language isn't English because maybe they've been overseas for so long, but they kind of skip through that requirement because they have the U.S. passport. So let's say, for example, if your parents are working in Kuwait for 50 years and you grew up in the desert with the sheikhs and English is really your second language. I know people where English is their second language, but still with them being an American citizen and not a citizen from over there, they skip that whole, they have to skip all that right there because they pretty much figure, okay, if his parents are American or British or whatever, then we don't really have to worry about that. All right. Also notice that UCLA doesn't offer scholarships for international students. However, there are other associations that offer scholarships for international students. I always say, check this out. I'm going to start uploading information on international scholarships that are available. So please do not get discouraged. There are other organizations that do give scholarships. All right. Now, some of these organizations may include, checking in with your consulate, maybe some sponsors in your country and whatever. I don't know if you guys want to sell dinners to get money for tuition or however you guys do it. But there are information. There is information and grants for and scholarships for international students to study. We just have to search for it, and we'll get into that. All right, then it goes into how do you get your transcripts and your official records there, and basically what would happen is that you would have to do an online application to get into this university. And I've always been telling you that you have to make sure that you are doing your applications online. Get a password, make it universal for all of your accounts, just so you don't go crazy. All right. If you can, why not pay a visit? Hey, if you got money, hop on your daddy's private jet and come over to Los Angeles and see UCLA. But for normal people, maybe you can come on on a weekend or a week, depending on where you're at, and come check it out. Especially if you've gotten accepted. Maybe you got into early admission and if you got accepted and you want to come check it out. I mean, for what you're investing, I mean, it may be, I think it's beneficial to come and see where you're going to study. You may come to Los Angeles and say, look, something, I don't like this place. I don't like the area. I don't like the weather, whatever. All right. Weather in Los Angeles is actually pretty good. It's not like the East Coast. We get, a bunch of snow and a bunch of things. Los Angeles is it's sunny and, very nice place. I like the city. All right. Let's look here about tuition. All right. They say it's number 4 best value in college, Forbes magazine. I don't know about how that is. Now, check this out. 45% of students pay no tuition, which means that they're getting some sort of money. They're getting grants, they're getting scholarships. If you're an athlete, maybe there's some scholarships that are available for you. I don't know. All right. It says here that it may surprise you that most families pay less than the full price and many pay no tuition at all. All right. Now, mind you, a lot of these things are offered primarily to United States citizens. But, for international citizens, it may be a little bit different. All right. Now, let's look here. Expenses per academic year. University fees, $14,478 for California residents and non-residents. So even though this is a state school, you see that what these rates are. All right. Now, food and housing, $17,000 approximately. Books could be anywhere between $1,500 and up or lower. Transportation, whatever that is, $704. I don't know, maybe you have a bike or you're getting on the illustrious Los Angeles bus system, transit system, which is going to take you all over the place and drive you crazy, which needs another class in itself for that. Personal expenses, $1,655, depends who you are. If you're somebody who likes to bar, you like to eat out every night, that's going to be more money. All right, but if you're pretty frugal and you have a tight budget, this is what you're looking at spending. Remember as well, Los Angeles is an expensive city. It's not a cheap city at all. Not at all. Not at all. So Los Angeles is not cheap. So make sure you bring your pennies. Personal, we went through personal already. Health insurance. I guess the university wants you to have health insurance unless you have some health insurance from your family. I don't know, but usually they expect you to carry it. Now, here's the kicker right here. Non-resident supplemental tuition. Non-resident supplemental tuition. $32,574. For the California resident, look what it is. It's zero. All right. So California total residents yearly, $38,517. Non-residents, $71,091. Now, let's look at what we're looking at from University of California, Los Angeles. It's one of the higher, it's one of the more expensive universities, especially if you're out of state or out of the country. Now, this is for California residents. So let's say for me, for example, I'm from Texas. If I come here, I have to pay this. If I'm from Oregon, if I'm from Chicago, if I'm from New York, I pay this. Remember we said about state schools. These state schools, they have a discounted rates for the residents of the states because it's really for the residents of the states. You know, they kind of get first dibs. You know, it's for them. So they can go there cheap. So if I'm from Texas, I may go to a university in Texas and I may pay, and I'm going to pay less than somebody, let's say, who is from Florida. But now this is for public schools. Private schools just have a flat rate because they're not really worried about that, depending on who they are. All right. So look at this right here, that difference. That's $71,091. So remember we looked at Georgetown, some other schools. That's a whopping fee. You know what I'm saying? It's a whopping fee. All right. But interestingly enough, look what it says here on the bottom. It's easy for students to automatically rule out top tier institutions because they assume they will not be able to afford it. But after applying for financial aid and scholarships, I realized college was an attainable goal. Granted, I did not think I would ever attend a school as prestigious as UCLA, but I'm glad I had the courage to apply after all. Yay. And that comes from Dreamer Rhodes, a psychology major and education students studies minor. Now, UCLA is pretty prestigious, but remember that it is a public university, but it's one of those high-end, top-tier public universities. Do you want to be in school with 43,000 people? Ask yourself that. Or do you want to be in school with 4,000 people? Because they have that. You might not get individualized attention, and if you're someone to get lost in the sauce, you know, you want to consider that before you go down this route. All right. So UCLA, very huge school, large school, beautiful campus. All right. They do have campus tours. You just call them and tell them you're coming in. They also have a tour in Spanish, which is very interesting. And probably you understand that Los Angeles is very close to the Mexican border, probably about 2 hours. So you know there are a lot of Mexican American students and our good brothers and sisters from the rest of South America that are down there. So you know, they do have a lot of resources for Spanish speaking students. So let's say if you're from a country that speaks Spanish, you're going to fit in with LA because LA has a lot of Spanish speakers. All right. So you can schedule a campus tour. You can schedule an in-person group tour. You can schedule, they said they're not offering housing tours. Then you could also do like a self-guided tour. All right. And if you want to tour little guys, let's say your little one from K to 8th grade, and you want your little one to go to UCLA, you could fly over here and you can take a tour as well from kindergarten to 8th grade. You can get to see the college and probably get cookies and milk and everything else. All right. Now, once again, the application here. Oh, to go back into it, remember we talked before about the Common application, the Common app, where we said that with the Common app, you have maybe about 4,000 schools that are on the Common App, one application. UCLA is not on the Common App. All right. It's not on the Common App. All right. You have to apply for it on your own. It's not on the Common application. All right. Now, applying again, we're going to go here on the international thing. And then when you hit apply, it's going to give you what you need. All right. Here's how. Discover all the information you need below to get your UCLA application going. Freshman transfer international. And like I said, most people are doing that like right now. Now check this out. University of California application opens up August 1st, and the period of time to submit an application for admission is October 1st to November 30th. All right. So it opens up August 1st. I always implore international students to please be some of the first ones to apply. all right, because your application may take long. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of universities in America, they always got some lazy people in the admissions department that don't want to do their job. I'm just being 100% honest. I don't care what university it is. There's always some people that sleep on the job or doing whatever. So you have to understand that when summertime comes, people are on vacation. They're not even thinking of you. But a lot of people are work from home admissions counselors, so you can get in contact with them. Let's look at some important dates here. For this year, August 1st, UC application opens. October 1st, UC starts accepting applications. Last day to file UCLA applications is November 30th. All right. Decisions for most freshman applicants released in the end of March. All right. And late April, decision for most transfer applicants released. All right. So by March, if you apply early by March, you should know whether you got accepted or not. All right. Then it goes into freshman criteria, what they're looking for, student profiles, personal insight questions. There's a YouTube video about that. Also some information for transferring students, and also our friends that might be undocumented citizens. They actually have, undocumented students that they actually have some information on that as well. All right. So this is pretty much what the application is. You'll have to come in here, make an account. Remember, they're not giving financial aid for international students, but there is there are international scholarships that are out there. Now, trust me, if you're the star basketball player of your country, or you're like, I don't know, just the star football player in the Ukraine, trust me, they'll find money for you to come to school. So when they say they don't offer aid to international students, that's partially not correct. So and that's it. Just trying to find out what the cost is. I'm not exactly sure what it is. So you're going to need transcripts, test scores, annual income, social security number if you have one, citizenship status, California statewide ID. So here we go here. The application fee is $70 for each UC campus. All right. $80 for international and non-immigrant applicants. Okay. So you can make that by credit card or mail. I would not mail in your payment. Just pay it online. It's $80. Go at a page. You're not getting away from it. Also, they do have fee waivers for applications. The fee waiver programs for United States citizens, permanent residents, and applicants eligible for the AB 540 benefits. So I'm sorry, this isn't for international students for fee waivers. All right. It tells you how to apply for it, transcripts, letters, and recommendations. All right. So that's my little rundown of UCLA. Check it out. It's one of the better schools in California. Very good weather, close to Mexico, close to other places. Near the desert, you're going to get warm weather, great ocean, great food, great people, and a great place to study. So, let's check that out. Take a look at it. Let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe, and, we're going to get you guys going. Look at that. Don't forget that sticker price, though. The sticker price is a little bit pricey there. But just check out, because, I know that UCLA has a lot of agreements with plenty of local governments, and, so I would check them out, and I would maybe check out your consular, or just go and see what you could do to get in. We have many more universities coming in. We're going to try to do about a university a day. Just showing you how to go through the sites, getting used to going to these websites and checking out these schools. I'm gonna try to I'm a little biased. I'm an East Coast boy, but I'm really trying to show you what's available around the country. So we're gonna do some on the East Coast, on the West Coast, Midwest, down South, Pacific Northwest. We're gonna touch on all these areas because I feel there's a school for everybody. So you're talking about from New York to LA and everything in between. And that's a lot of land. All right. And once again, if you do have the money or the time, why not come through America and just do like a college tour? If you could afford it, come through, do a college tour, see about 10, 15 colleges, and then you can start making some decisions. Because some people just get off the plane. That's the first time they touch down America. And I've seen some international students, didn't really work well with them. All right. Talk to you guys later. Cheers. Have a good day. Bye.